Tap into the other parts of the conversation as well. You know, it's an ongoing series we having. It's all about hip hop, and I'm asking the question: is hip hop a psyop? You know, when we listen to Big was rocking at the time. Pac was rocking at the time. They both had whole coasters, you know. Some of Biggie bars have you looking at it sideways now, like, yo, Pac was saying some things. Yeah. What up, y'all? How's all doing? Hope all is well. And if not, hope we get back on track sooner or later. So you can out there thing, you know what I mean? Well, welcome back to the discussion. I have another title for part 7, but you know what? We're gonna get to that later. We're gonna do this one though. I was thinking, whose lyrics stand out more? It's 30 years later. You know what I mean? Almost 30 years later, but when you compare Biggie and Tupac, whose lyrics stand the test of time? You know? Because thinking about it, right? When Big passed at the time, they were crowning Big king, right? They were crowning Big the greatest rapper of all time. And if you study hip-hop and you know hip-hop, there's a lot of lyricists and a lot of people that's really dope that came through. But in the mid-90s, the era of Biggie, the era of Pac, you know what I'm saying? And just thinking back in their career, thinking back in that time period, they were both on top when they passed on. And just to see all the things that went on throughout the years, and now we're here. You know, look where hip hop's at. You know, all the different eras they've been through, and for Kendrick to bring it back to the lyrics, it comes back around. Even on the GNX album, Kendrick is showing homage to Pop, right? You know, and in this discussion, I'm trying to say whose lyrics stand the test of time. You know, because Biggie got some lyrics. Pac was saying some things, you know. So on the other level of life, I would have to say Pac. Pac was more conscious, more aware. He had his gangster side too as well. You know what I'm saying? Because when they got into that beef, the East Coast West Coast beef, Pac was military minded and he was speaking like, let's go. Pac was up front. Now Biggie had slick words and slick lyrics, but a lot of that stuff was kind of suspect too though. You know, because Biggie told a lot of stories. And his choice of words in some of those lyrics makes you wonder now, you know? Who stood the test of time? Biggie or Pac? Drop a comment, let me know what y'all think. You know? Because if you think about it, Pac was way more conscious at the time. Yes, at the end, he had those gangster lyrics. When he was with Outlaw, he had a lot of lyrics as well, gangster lyrics as well, but he was in the planning phase, if you notice those lyrics. You know what I'm saying? But when he focused on the East Coast, West Coast beef, I don't know if it was part of the psyop, but you know, thug life and the life that he represented and was living and he was surviving in the streets, the street life. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't saying like Pac was conflicted, but it's more like a contradicting person. So he was like fighting good and evil at the same time, where he knows right from wrong, you know? All those conscious lyrics, people need to hear positive energies. He knew that. But at the same time, the industry wanted this other side, you know? So Pac gave both. You know? Now, on the other hand, Biggie was a straight bars, straight rapping, but they say Biggie didn't write, but he wrote up in his mind, and he knew how to put songs together, the flow, you know, very dope stories. When I was a young shorty listening to Big, I didn't fully understand it, you know, so when he passed on and everybody's praising Big as the king of rap and the greatest of all time, I really didn't have any opinion this whole time, you know? But I know I liked it in hip-hop. I was all hip-hop throughout my teens. And when I turned 19, that's when I grew and started listening to R&B and other influences and other sounds that's out there, you know. But it was all reggae and hip hop going all the way up. And towards the later of my adolescent years, my teenage years, it was all hip hop, you know. So the flows were dope, the bars were dope, but as a young shorty, man, the content I questioned, you know what I mean? But Pac had that influential, you know what I'm saying? Dear mama, you know? Pac was always bigging up the ladies, the other half, you know what I'm saying? Because in this Matrix, man, we're both going through it, man and woman. And as time goes on, it's getting worse and worse, you know what I mean? But music heals. Music helps. Music puts you in the mode, you know? Puts you in the vibration. You know what I mean? Because, you know, when we listen to Big was rocking at the time. Pac was rocking at the time. They both had whole coasters, you know? So now, in retrospect, looking back all these years, whose lyrics stand all this time? I don't know, I say Pac, but what do y'all think out there? It's not just me, it's a conversation, you know what I mean, with everyone. Know it? So, yeah, drop a comment if you vibe, y'all. In the CLP, I will catch y'all in the next vibration. It's all love. And tap into the other parts of the conversation as well. You know, it's an ongoing series we having. It's all about hip hop. And I'm asking the question: is hip hop a psyop? You know what I mean? It's something being played on the people in the mass. Keep it in their position. Keep them so they don't grow. The question of whose lyrics stand the test of time. You know what I mean? And you can listen to it now and hold the vibe without looking at the lyrics sideways. You know what I mean? And some of Biggie bars have you looking at it sideways, not like, yo, I'm a grown man, I'm hearing what you're saying, dog. You were grown teen, in your 20s, right? Shadow Stars, all love, man. CLP. Peace. Be out and I'll catch you on the next vibration.